Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're talking this guy. That's right, the dumb prince back in the news after suffering a blow on his court case, you guys. Oh no. We are here to talk about it, and any chance I have to bring back up these photos, well, you know I'm going to do it. Here to have some laughs with me is my favorite partner in crime, Lord Gander. Say hi to everybody, Lord Sexy Voice.
Honk Honk. Hey, this is Jay, also known as Dr. Bad Vibes. You can find me also on YouTube and Twitch. We're here to talk about the law.
And this smug prick. You guys, when I was pulling court photos for this video, I always think she's the one that looks so smug in photos, and then I see this douchebag. He is very smug as well. Thank you to everybody who took the time to message me to make sure I saw this. The news is coming out saying that Prince Harry's hacking case against the Sun publisher is thrown out. That's not exactly what happened, but we want to read an article and kind of talk about what's going on with this. Okay, so Daily Mail came out with this. It says Prince Harry's phone hacking case against the Sun's publisher in claim of secret agreement between Buckingham Palace and press is thrown out by a judge, but other claims against paper will go to trial.
Prince Harry's phone hacking claims against the Sun's publisher were today thrown out by a judge. Mr. Justice Fancourt also dismissed the Duke of Sussex's claim that there was a quote-unquote secret agreement between Buckingham Palace and the press, saying it was implausible. The Sun's publisher hailed the ruling as a significant victory.
So while Harry's phone hacking claims have been dismissed, the High Court judge granted him the right to continue suing the newspaper for other alleged illegal activity to find information for stories. A trial will take place next January on these matters. In his ruling, the judge said Harry's case had not reached the necessary threshold of plausibility and cogency.
So basically, the judge all but threw out the claims, the main claims, basically saying you don't have anything for this phone hacking thing. So you can bring these other claims up, which are pretty vague, and if you couldn't bring anything for the specific one, I don't know what he's going to bring up for the vague ones. So he should have just taken that settlement, because I have the feeling he's running out of don't hit me money. I don't know how they're going to survive on they were offered a settlement of like £200,000.
Can't find it.
And he's like, no, not enough. How could we possibly live on such a pittance? I wouldn't even afford a week of clothing. So sounds like an errand to just scrape some more money up to continue their lifestyle in hopes of, I guess, Meghan making it big as a movie star. Is that what the plan is? Or a politician, one or the other? I guess she's throwing both at the wall to see what sticks, which It doesn't sound like either one so far. So, and it's just such a waste of money for everybody. And I assume the taxpayers, they have to pay for this whole circus in the court that's going nowhere. So it's like he's trying to squeeze money out of somebody, and it's just wasting it for everyone.
Exactly. He's wasting everybody's time and resources. And then when he's always like asking to speak up. And when the judge says, okay, this is your chance, tell us what you have to say, he's like, well, I don't really know. I just have this feeling that they're hacking me, that sort of thing. And like Jay said, we had heard allegedly originally he was offered some sort of small settlement. But when he got wind that, William and Catherine had been offered so much more because they truly had been hacked and could prove it, but didn't want to go through the court thing. So they took a settlement, and I believe it was donated to Invictus. He can't stand it. He can't stand that William actually gets more than him. So he's like, no, I'm going to court. And this is where we're at. But what's funny to me too, is I keep thinking it's almost like the judge is talking to him like he's a little kid, like, sorry, Harry, you didn't prove your case. You can't sue, but if or we're going to have to toss this part out, but if you want to keep suing, I guess you can do that, that sort of thing. So we'll see how it goes. I love when he says stuff, to quote Jay, I love when Harry says stuff in court because it's always a shit show. He's just, completely delusional, and anytime we get to see that, it's funny. But yeah, I just don't know why we're continuing on down this path.
The biggest question I have, based on what he's said so far, I haven't watched every minute of the case, but he has lawyers. Did he not talk to them? Did they not? Typically, you have a game plan going in. You don't just show up and be like, I don't know. I just feel like it. It's not like I lost my wallet and I called the police. I'm like, I think I got robbed. And they're like, did you check the sofa? I'm like, no. And then I find it. I mean, it's.
I just have a feeling.
I have a feeling that my wallet was stolen, even though I haven't been anywhere in weeks. I mean, he should have just taken the settlement. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine this is going to go anywhere unless there's some amazing evidence or things that the publication was doing that we're not privy to, which I doubt. I mean, it's just again a waste of time.
Yeah, it's like a sick obsession at this point, and I keep thinking like, this is where they're the match made in hell, right? Because she wants him to sue to prove that they're victims more. They love to play victim. They usually unite when they're playing victim. So, it behooves her for that reason and for the money. And he has this insane obsession with the media. So I guess he thought, I don't know, in some way he's going to take down the media. He's just his ego is out of control. He's clearly got some stuff going on with him. I'm not even going to try to diagnose, but also just the delusion of it, to think that you can take down the media without actual proof. That just astonishes me. So we wanted to break this down and talk about it, but I did pull some of the actual sections from the judge's ruling on this, and I thought we could read through this and also take a look at some of the comments that accompanied this article. So I want to take a look at some of the excerpts from the actual judge's ruling on this. One of the things that the judge talks about, so Harry had gone past his statute of limitations on this, but then Harry tried to claim that he didn't remember if a secret agreement was made, but now all of a sudden he's alleging there was a secret agreement between the Buckingham Palace and the press, which again, we talked about this in another video, definitely go back and watch it, but that makes less than no sense as well, because if there was an agreement, there wouldn't have been a hacking. Doesn't that step on his own toes in this case? I mean, it really doesn't make any sense at all, but again, we're dealing with Harry. Nothing makes any sense, right? So the judge brings that up and says, that Harry is trying to use this as the reason he delayed and running past the statute of limitations period. He then reaffirmed the inconsistent case in November 2021, even while pleading that he was discouraged from bringing a claim in 2018 because of the assurances given by NGN senior executives about a resolution that had ended. And then the judge goes on to say, it's not, in my view, realistically possible that the Duke confused assurances about which he learned in 2018 with a secret agreement in which he positively relied in 2012 by not bringing a claim. Nor does he say that he did confuse them. There is simply no explanation. So this is fancy judge speak for saying, Harry, you nuts. And then here in green, he continues on saying the Duke dumbass has not provided any evidence from those in the palace who would have been aware of a secret agreement if there was one. And then goes on to name all these people. And then he says, therefore, it just doesn't make any sense what Harry is saying. The judge also points out that Harry's factual account changed from his pleaded case, and again brings up that it's so late that he's gone way past the statute of limitations on this. There's no explanation as to how the Duke was unable to remember before preparing his witness statement that the secret agreement about which he was told in 2012 was the reason why he did not issue proceedings against NGN then. Nor does it explain why, following the witness statement, a draft amended reply was only produced on the first day of the hearing of the NGN's application.
I think that may be the exact problem. He's never been told no in his whole life, and now that he's out trying to pretend to be a person, he doesn't know how things work. And the judge, who's basically using legal talk to say, "Hey, idiot, like if you're going to take somebody to court, you got to have proof." And
you can't change your story.
And also related to that, wasn't this whole thing an afterthought? He ran into the lawyer on vacation.
Yeah,
so
France, I think, or Spain.
Yeah, so I'm this is total conjecture on my part, but I guess either way, whether it's Harry's money or some royal fund for legal defense, he knows there's money. So he's like, the lawyer's like, I don't give a shit if I win or lose. It's like, I get the bill for 100 hours or whatever, which also makes me wonder, how much time has he spent on this rather than work that 1 hour a week at his charity? If that effort was focused at something productive, maybe he wouldn't be here in a YouTube video being made fun of.
Oh, how dare you expect them to work more than an hour a week? What are you thinking? They can't possibly do that. It's too hard. I really like that you said about be a person, Harry. That's exactly it. He does not know how to be a person. He does not. He just gets these ideas in his head and he runs with them, and he's like a dog with a bone. He won't let it go. And here we are, just wasting everybody's time in court related, and just making an idiot of himself. But he just doesn't see it like that. I really wonder, does he think, oh, unconscious bias, or I've won, I get to go forward in January? And I want to know more about that. It just sounded like the judge, like I say, was playing nice with him. Like, okay, you can't bring this, but you can bring what other evidence you have in January. And I was wondering, like, what evidence does he have? I thought it was all about the phone hacking thing. And again, he couldn't prove that. So where are we going with this?
Again, this is where I think that lawyer is just trying to cash out. I mean, could you imagine having any type of legal representation telling you to just show up to court and just say whatever? They should have brainstormed. If he's like, hey, if you've got some evidence, you may want to present that, because you don't usually withhold that at the initial hearing as a gotcha moment, because that's how the case gets thrown out. And
you can't base it on a feeling.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, I feel like they were saying bad things about me, and so money, please. That's not how that works. And honestly, I think the only reason it's going forward are the remaining claims are so vague that they probably need to be further explained, and the judge couldn't stop them. I mean, that's pure guess on my part. I mean, this is I only know bird law, and I especially don't know UK law, so with their costumes and fancy wigs. But I mean, I have a feeling that it's just a waste of time, and I have a feeling that my feeling is correct.
Yes. I have a feeling it's a way for Harry to play look at me, and a way for him to be like, I'm going to single-handedly take down the press. Oh, except for when it suits me and I want to put things in the press and have my photo taken.
I think all in all, he may legitimately think that you can't say bad things about him or he gets money. Yeah. I think that may be an actual serious thought. Otherwise, why do this? It makes no sense. And that's probably why he was, speaking out against the First Amendment in the U.S. It's like, they can say whatever they want without repercussions. Oh,
it's bonkers.
Bonkers, I say. I can't get paid if they make fun of me. But the whole thing's just, it's a joke. I mean, I do look forward to him going to court and saying more things, because I'm always there for him when he has stuff to say. Yeah. Because it's always, well, why we're making videos.
I did want to take a look at some comments that went along with this article. Paul says, hapless is not grounded in reality, and eventually people are waking up to that fact.
So he's now come across as an even more of a moany, whingy fool. I mean, that's what he does, right? Well, that's what both of them do. They just whine until they get paid.
So here's where I want you guys to comment. Tell me your thoughts on this. Do you think this case actually will move forward in January? I mean, I don't know. Again, all the legal, I don't know how it works. It sounds like the judge is like, well, if you want to go forward, you can, but not with this crap you've brought us. Bring us something different. I just wonder, do you think that they'll keep going, or is he going to find a reason to bow out of it? I'm just curious. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. I just find him so completely ridiculous. You know, it's easy to get distracted by her and her narcissism and greed. And then I remember, oh yeah, he's just as bad as she is. Like with all this, he loves the attention. He loves the thought of taking down the press. I just keep thinking about that. Remember, he single-handedly was going to fix the royal family, or so he claimed in his book. And now he said something similar about journalism. He's there to save journalism. God help us all, right? Anyway, Jay, tell everybody what you're working on, where to find you, and honk at everybody, will ya?
Well, you can find me on YouTube playing video games. Right now it's Street Fighter time, so I've got some old Street Fighter videos if you want to see people get punched in a cartoonish manner.
He's taken, ladies.
Yeah. And I'm kind of taking a break. Well, I say break. I'm still working on the live streaming thing. I'm redoing some things, but I hope in about 2 weeks or so I should be live streaming again. But if you subscribe to me on YouTube and or Twitch, you'll see a notification when and if I decide to start doing that on a regular basis. And I'm on camera and I say things, so you can say things back to me.
You guys, as always, we just appreciate you so much. We truly do. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody who's clicked that join button. Hey, Jay, while you're here, thank you for those emojis you've made. We love them so much, especially my favorite. There's so many, but I love that divorce horse. I'm kind of obsessed with it.
That was a stroke of brilliance, if I do say so myself. But thank you to everybody that's joined. That's actually unlocked more spots, so I'm working on more, and I will hopefully fill all of those emoji spots. It's really weird how YouTube works. It's like the more you can't put the maximum amount of emojis until members join. It sounds like I'm dangling a carrot, but that's really how it works. Yeah. So a few spots have opened up, and there's no pattern to it either. It's like 50 people join. Here's 2 more. Here 72 more join. But anyways, more are coming. I forget what the total is right now. It's at least 8, maybe more. But again, we appreciate it. It goes right back into the channel so we can keep making videos where I show up and say dumb things.
Yes. But we appreciate you, Jay, making that art for us. If there's something specific you guys want to see in terms of emojis, please leave us comments. We welcome that. It takes him a little while to design them, and then they show up. So let us know what you think about that. Let's see what else. Check out the merch. We got Drunk Goose Club. Honk honk, everybody. And we got Make It Make Sense. Recollections may vary. We also have Patreon. Patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where we do bonus episodes, deep dives, all the things. So check that out. That's where you can become an executive producer. And now I'm going to thank my executive producers, who I appreciate so much for supporting the show. So huge thank you to Linda. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you to Paige. Huge thank you to Teresa. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Aaron and Frank. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Ann M. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Ann H. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Glynis. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Adair Becker. Thank you to Erica. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Barb G. Thank you to Diana. Thank you, Allison B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Lori. Thank you to Pauline. Thank you to KT. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you, Stromboli. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Loie. Thank you, Lucy H. Thank you to Georgia. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Robin's Landing. Thank you to Helen. Thank you to Mara. Thank you, Ashley C. Thank you to Molly. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sand Squid. Thank you to Rach. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Domby. Thank you, Android P. Thank you to Sheena. Thank you, Aaron M. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, Spectrum Mom. Thank you, Vanessa B. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Mimi Heathcote. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you to Bree. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you to Elvis Rose here on YouTube. Thank you to Lori. Thank you, Tim B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Kathy with a C. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you to Patricia. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Ridley. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, John. Thank you, Donna D. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Chewy. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, 509 Cougs. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, Big Bad John. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Duck Barf. Your name is always funny to me. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Vicky loves her corgi. Thank you, Charisse. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Genesee. Thank you, Essie. Thank you, Lady Grandmother. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Funky Buddha. And thank you, Trish. Thank you, Nancy.